Hi everyone, I'm Chef Ann Nolan. I'm the culinary training chef with KitchenAid. And today I'm going to talk about the new KitchenAid Smart Oven Plus with the powered attachments. So the attachments include, you get a baking stone, a grill, and a steamer. And the steamer is what I'm going to use today for my recipe, and I'm making ribs. So let me talk about the base pan. This is the heating element. And this is the plug that goes into the back of the oven into that hub. So I'm going to put that in right now and get that started. So I'm going to pull out my rack. This is just going to seat onto the glide rack. This is the water reservoir. Today, I'm going to be using apple juice. I'll get back to that in a minute. I'm going to pour this in there. I'm going to put this back until I'm ready to use it. The reason I use apple juice is it really helps the pectin in there. Not only does it add flavor, but it helps kind of break down those fibers. These are my baby back ribs. And the first thing I want to do is I am going to take off the silver skin. If you don't take it off, this does not break down during cooking, okay? So I'm gonna take my chef knife. I just kind of slice down the middle and then I tear off the silver skin. So I'm just gonna go like this. Make sure your knife is nice and sharp. And then I'm going to grab this, all right? See how that comes off? It's very easy. Now I know you're looking at me and you're thinking, how is she gonna make all those ribs? Well, this is the capacity of this steamer. Now we're gonna flip this over. In there. So I am going to generously salt this. Anytime you're cooking, you want to get enough salt in there. Now I'll put a little bit of the garlic powder. Just sprinkle that on there. And then I'm going to fresh ground cracked pepper. Yummy. And as far as, I always use like a 2-to-1 ratio of salt and pepper. Let's transfer to the pan. All right, I know you're saying, oh boy, that's not gonna fit. Oh yes, it will. Look at this, look at that capacity. I'm gonna put onions on here just simply because I like onions. So now, I'm just gonna cut this about 1/4 inch. I don't want it real thin. And once I get these done, I'm just gonna layer it onto the ribs. So now let's sprinkle these on here. And it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? I like it when it looks a little rustic. This is gonna cook for a total of 80 minutes. I'm going to salt a little bit more because I wanna also do those onions. All right. And I'll do the pepper. I don't need to do the garlic, this is fine. I'll just give it a little hit here. All right. Now let's put these in the oven. So my apple juice is in there. I wish you could taste these when they're done. This is what's really nice. Look at my little handles. So I can easily transfer this into the reservoir, all right? And then I'm just gonna put the lid, place that on there. I'm gonna roll back so that connection is made. And you hear that ding? There are recipes that are already programmed into the oven. There's 3 for each attachment. So let's go to the home screen. You can manually enter the time and temperatures of your recipes for baking, roasting, and broiling, or for any of the powered attachments. I'm using the recipe guide mode. I'll find the baby back pork ribs. So I'm gonna turn that on. Now you can see it shows that the ingredients are here, and I just wanna see the instructions, and it'll give you all the directions. I'm just gonna hit start, and it's gonna take 1 hour and 20 minutes for this to cook. But at 60 minutes, it's gonna tell me that it's time to take the ribs out, because then I'm gonna add the barbecue sauce. I leave the lid off and I let it cook for another 20 minutes. So hang on, we'll be back in a little while and I'll show you how they turned out. The oven has just alerted me, it beeped, so now I know that the ribs are ready for me to put on the barbecue sauce. So I'm gonna open the door and I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna take the lid off, put it back here. So let's do this. I'm just gonna kind of pour this on here. And I like doing it this way. I kind of glob it on there. It's easier to get it all over everything if you got some nice big blobs on there. And you know, who doesn't like extra barbecue sauce, right? So we'll get that on there. Now, this is only going to cook another 20 minutes without the lid. So I'm going to push this back in. I'm gonna shut the door and let the cooking begin, and then we can start eating our ribs. While the oven has let me know that it's time to take out the ribs, I wouldn't have needed that because I can smell them and they smell delicious. So I'm gonna take them out of the oven. Ooh, if you could smell this, oh, all right. I'm gonna set it down on my trivet here. All right. I'm going to take these out and I'm just gonna cut up a rack. Do you see how tender these are? All right. I like to cut 3 of them up at once because what I have found is they're more manageable, and if you would rather have the whole rack, you can certainly do that, but I just find that it's much easier when you cut them up a little bit. I'm gonna leave one for me because I want to test these. So I'm gonna transfer these. Ooh, this is the one I'm gonna have. And if you want this recipe, download the Yummly app and you'll get all these recipes, all right? Here's the taste testing. I have little tears in my eyes. This is absolutely, look at how that's coming off. Ah, okay. Enjoy.